You might be watching this video and thinking, why is James wearing a hockey jersey when he's on a West Ham football channel? Well, let me explain. The Edmonton Oilers are facing the Calgary Flames in the second round of the 2022 NHL Stanley Cup playoffs. It's the Battle of Alberta, and I've got this jersey on. This was the first ever hockey jersey I owned when I moved to Canada. It is signed by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, Taylor Hall, Andrew Ferguson, Marty McSorley. It's got a little bit of me in it, and as it's the first jersey I've owned in the 7 years that nearly 8 years that I've lived in Canada, I always keep it close to my heart. So that's why I am wearing a hockey jersey right now. But anyway, let's talk about something a little less joyful, and my face is going to drop in 3, 2, 1. West Ham lost the chance to get Europa League. Even though Crystal Palace did bits and beat Man United, West Ham couldn't capitalise. But oh no, that's just West Ham in it. We just don't take chances. You know, we don't take advantage of anything good. It's just West Ham, and you've come to expect it. It's internal Spain. You know what I'm saying? It's Spain without the S. It's not paella. It's more like going through hella. You know what I'm saying? It's what it is like supporting West Ham. It finished Brighton and Hove Albion 3, West Ham United 1 at the Amex Community Stadium. I think it's still called that. Oh dear, we still can't beat Brighton in the Premier League, can we? We'll probably win a trophy before we beat them lot. But we missed out on a chance to get Europa League. Now, Europa Conference League is still very good. By all means, that is still very good. We still got European football, and that in itself is an achievement. However, Europa League would have given us a bit more budget and would have made us a teeny bit more attractive to other players. That said, I think overall this has been a good season for us. It's been a good season, and I respect the 7th place finish. You're always going to look back at seasons and think, what could we have done? Could we have done this? Could we have done that? What if fate hadn't played a role, etc.? You have all those questions running in your mind. I just feel that, some things could have been different for us, but given that we qualified for Europe with the squad we had, I think that we can still be quite pleased with how far we came in the season. This is one performance that I would not have liked to have seen to close out the season. I know, in a way, we could have enjoyed a bit of a relaxed day because European football was already confirmed before kickoff. But I would have liked us to have put in a bit more of a shift just about the season in some style. Let me talk about the team lineup, shall I? No Benrahma and no Vlasic. Benrahma's injured. Vlasic, I don't know what's going on with him. If we sell him, and new fans will be the ones who will be the first to complain, oh, we should have more midfielders, or we shouldn't have got rid of Vlasic. Because he's the kind of player that's going to go to somewhere like Galatasaray and be banging in goals for fun. And then you'll all be like, oh, we should have given him a chance. That's the kind of player he is. Brighton fans had inflatable cats in the crowd. You know, they had the inflatable cats. Yeah. Ha, 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 ha. Dying on inside. Grow up. Your mother did not carry you in her stomach for 9 months and go through the pains of childbirth just so you, grown-ass man, could have an inflatable cat for the West Ham game to taunt Kurt Zouma. Go and reevaluate your life. There was also a giant cardboard cutout of Martin Noble that Andy Miles from West Ham United bought to the game. And I saw him on Canadian TV and they sent him a picture of it. He was on in the States, he was on in Canada, he might have even been on in the UK, I don't know. That was pretty funny. But usual team for West Ham, really. And Trossard was out for Brighton. Moses Caicedo's first-time shot was saved, and it set the tempo of the game. Brighton showed a lot of good passing, and they showed a lot of teamwork and a lot of unity. Sofal and Cucurella had quite the matchup. Cucurella was always trying to get past Sofal, but I think Sofal was quite resilient. Sofal was one of the standout performers in this game for West Ham, if not one of two. And I think Sofal had a really good game. Shame the rest of his defence didn't. Cresswell had to intercept a few crosses, but Brighton were better on the ball and they had more tempo about them. West Ham didn't really get into it, I don't think. Antonio was frustrated from being marked all the time. I think Declan Rice was able to switch the play up a little bit and carry the ball, but nobody was there to meet on the end of crosses. And that was a big difference in this game, was the type of crossing Brighton crossed low and sharp to get a ground attack going. West Ham crosses set pieces in from the air to try and launch an aerial attack, albeit it's starting to get us sussed out. Brighton's passing game is its strongest point, and that's how they get into teams' skin. By passing the ball slow, well, not slow, but passing the ball quickly and on the ground, you gain more power on the ball as it moves along. It's kind of a physics thing. It's kind of a scientific thing. Professor Brian Cox can attest. You know, I think the crossing was just too deep from us. As I look back at this game, I think the crossing was like just too deep. It's the usual offenders with it. I think, you know, Cresswell tried to cross it and couldn't. Lanzini was shocking all game. He was out of position all the time. He was supposed to be playing as a number 10 role, and he was just out of position all the time. He was trying to play it out wide all because no one was crossing to him properly. And that's probably why he was going out wider, because the crossing was too deep and too far. And then, on the 40th minute mark, much to my shock, West Ham scored, made it 1-0 against the flow of play. Mikel Antonio scored from outside the box. And when I said that to you, you probably thought, James, get out, you lying little bleh. You're probably going to call me a fibber. But Antonio struck from outside the box. I've written in my notes here, that's the first time he's managed to shoot and score from outside of the box in 444 shot attempts. How crazy is that? Came from the throw-in. It appeared to be a foul on Lewis Dunk, but it wasn't taken into account. Wasn't a foul, really. Antonio struck it in. Beautiful left-footed shot. And around this time, Crystal Palace went 1-0 up against Man United. And it was happy days. West Ham were going 6th. Half-time, it's beautiful scenario. West Ham's winning. Palace beating Man United. It's all good. In the second half, Neil Maupay came on. And I think he actually proved to be quite a game-changing player for Brighton. Because he played a bit further back, but he helped out his team a lot. Brighton began the half stronger and scored from Joel Veltman. This is bad defending, really. Cresswell and Zuma should have been on Veltman when that was coming across the box. They didn't do enough with that. Zuma should have been in front to block it. Cresswell should have slide tackled that. Maybe he was too hesitant because he thought he'd give away a penalty. Veltman strikes it under Fabianski's body and it trickles into the net. Fabianski could have done better for me there. And I think now is the time to reevaluate his starting position, get Areola signed up permanently and get him in the 11. I'm not saying that it was necessarily all Fabianski's fault in the game, but he hasn't made some good decisions at times. Cresswell didn't help that out at all. And again, desperation kicked in. Welbeck almost scored. It was crossed. It was put laterally, well, not even laterally, diagonally across the box. And Welbeck's waiting on the right post to tap it in. It has to be scrambled away because all the West Ham defenders are 2 or 3 seconds slower to it. Desperation from that, and it's just unacceptable. I think our attack tried to up the energy, but West Ham was still isolated due to a linear Brighton defensive line. And Lanzini really struggled. He couldn't do anything. And he couldn't even get on the end of balls. Just wasteful. Lanzini, you know, he's probably one of our more creative players, though. That's the issue. March came off and on came Lamptey for Brighton. And Casado came off Mwepu. I think that's how you pronounce his name. And so after that, it was 2-1. Pascal Gross. It was similar to the Antonio goal. It's a throw-in. It's not really dealt with. A little bit of passing. Pascal Gross strikes it on his left foot. It looks like it's going off target, but it goes in, and Fabianski's nowhere near to even save it. Pascal Gross scored against us in 2018 as well, didn't he? Did he score against us in a 3-3 draw? I don't know. He's been a right player who's been an absolute pain in our side, hasn't he? Oh, 2-1 Brighton, though, and I was like, damn it. It was coming. I saw it coming, though. It was just absolutely bound to happen. It's Brighton, for God's sake. We don't have a good track record against them. But then, you know, you look back at it. I can calm down for a second. You look back at it, Souček is meant to be a defensive midfielder, emphasis on defensive. Didn't even defend it. He didn't even get in the way of Gross. Now, Souček had a bad game, but it's because he scored goals, he's scapegoated. I don't think his performances have been good. I don't care that he's knackered and he's been run down. His performances haven't been good. The substitutions came on like 80-minute mark. You're 2-1 down, boys. And you're now bringing on subs when you're chasing the game. Bring them on at half-time or something to change the game. Not change the game because you're chasing it. Substitutions. Noble, Johnson, Yarmolenko on for Lanzini, Fornals and Sofal. Why is Lanzini off? Why is Sofal off? Lanzini was one of our more creative players, as I said earlier. Why was he coming off? We lacked that creativity and we just went very stagnant. Sofal should not have come off. Fornals definitely deserved to come off. Because he's not a left winger. And he had a trash game. In stoppage time, I'm just going to say it now. It was 3-1. Welbeck headed it in. You know, Brighton got the 3 points. Brighton got the win. It's Brighton's first ever top half finish in the Premier League. Look, I'm happy we got European football again, but not like that. I mean, Moyes has ripped into the players. He said he was angry. And he's not going to unsettle the dressing room by being angry. Let me be clear. He's got a right to be angry with his players if they don't turn up. He's just saying what we think. He gets it. And he's actually hinted that some of the players need to work to actually maintain their jobs. He's not wrong. This is where the hard work starts now. Starts now. We've got to make signings really soon. Really soon. Some teams have already agreed transfers. We've got to make these signings now and get the players in. Here we're trying to sign Areola on a permanent deal. I hear Manuel Dennis is going around, and that's great. No faffing about. Hard work starts now. We've got a big summer ahead of us. We can't really be on the beach. Fans can, players can, the manager can't. And the players don't actually have the easiest job because they're the ones that get paid a really nice wage, get to live in luxury houses and have all these lovely luxuries. But it's the manager who is the one that has to take the blame at the end of the day because it trickles down to him and he's still got to do all the work behind the scenes. So have some thoughts for the gaffer as well. He's got a job to do over the summer, but do I trust him to get it right? I sure as hell hope so. It's been a season of ups and downs again, but I've enjoyed it. I think I'm going to take a little break from, waking up in the morning to watch West Ham or booking time to watch West Ham. I get to do more things over the summer. I've got a few holidays booked and, I'm now going to spend a lot of time doing transfer videos. So you can expect to see those. Big thank you to everyone who's watched these videos over the course of the season. If you like this video, hit the like button. Do not forget to sub for more content. Take care, everyone. Have a great summer. And I will see you all back in April. I'm not leaving for good, though. I'm still going to do transfer window videos over the summer. But I will be back with the regular content in August.